Well, hello, everyone. It's Memorial Day 2021. Welcome.
Hello.
And I hope you've been out there celebrating the lives of those who are no longer with us. A lot of people treat Memorial Day like a very sad day. It's easy to get sucked down into that. I don't. I treat it as a glorious day where I get to honor the memory of the best men that were far better than me and women that were far better than me. So here's to the fallen.
Oh, this is a special Monday episode, guys, just in case you're caught off guard.
Strength and honor.
We didn't give anybody a warning that you're going to be beveraging it up.
Yeah, but special occasion, so I'm gonna. So who's ever on here?
I just posted YouTube onto Facebook if you want to hop over there. Hi, Corey Baldwin on Facebook. Appreciate you joining.
Yeah, Corey. Hey, we're doing a Strength and Honor edition on Monday.
Whoa.
Strength
Look
and
at
honor.
this
Strength and honor.
subtitles.
Strength and honor.
It's gibberish.
What the
Are
heck?
you guys seeing that on Facebook, or is that just for us?
You have it
Okay.
set on.
Oh, that was the strength and honor.
Okay.
It didn't know how to interpret it.
Hey, Harold. Good to see you. Hey, Chad. Good to see you. Wow, what a weekend we just had.
Ferris, bar race.
Bar
We will-
race. Baraccios.
The deep Baraccios.
Differentios. No, but Far Race, hey, it's good to see you. What a great weekend. I'll tell you guys, being an atheist for 37 years and not ever really going all in on a Christian community, what a mistake I made in the past.
Well, it makes you appreciate it more now.
What an amazing weekend we had where people drove from Jersey, Philly, Florida. People came from everywhere to be a part of this. And
I think we can count on close to one hand the people, certainly less than 10, the people that we'd actually met in person before. And then there is a handful of people that we knew through the podcast and met them this weekend. And then there was a bunch of people that we'd literally never met, never talked to before that came through church invitations and things like that. And they showed up to a stranger's house to help with this mission. And it was awesome. And everyone felt like a friend.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was amazing. I can't, everyone who walked in there was a long lost friend. I felt like it, we clicked with everyone that was there. The families came, kids were here. Hey, thanks, Jay. It was awesome. Strength and honor, y'all, from Corey and Joanne Baldwin. Love you guys.
Awesome.
Hey,
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So if you're signing on, since he started this, he's decided to do a Strength and Honor episode on Monday because it's special.
yeah, because it's special. So we're getting to him. You're back. All right, it's gone. All right, there, John.
You're on YouTube and
So-
Facebook.
I gotta say special thanks to a lot of people here, and I'm going to miss them.
I'll
So-
help remind you if I can remember. But there are so many people involved.
I don't want to leave anyone out, so I wonder if I should just do a blanket.
Up to you.
All right, we'll go. It was. I don't want to hurt anyone's feeling.
It
But a
certainly
lot-
would not be intentional to be left out. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, John Fetzer, good to see you, man. Wish you were there.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
So, again, it's Memorial Day. We're here to celebrate the lives of those who have who are no longer with us, who sacrificed their lives on the altar of freedom. And I refuse to let this to be a sad day. Today is a day to lift up the superheroes of all this, and that's the Gold Star families. Those are the people who pay the cost of this.
Yeah.
We lost a friend, but they lost a son, a husband, a wife,
Mhm.
a father, a brother,
Yeah.
a sister, and they are truly the heroes in all this one, right?
Yeah, the pictures that I've seen, remember this is what the day is about, of the people crying on gravestones or the caskets and things like that. They break your heart, and they really do drive home the the meaning and the loss. And
Yep.
you have to just, pause with some extra gratitude.
So we want to explain what went wrong with our stream.
Yeah.
So Lauren, you want to get into that?
Yeah, sure. So apologies for those who were kind of on standby on Facebook or on YouTube for the live stream. We did not do a good job in coordinating ahead of time. There was just so much going on in the build up to the actual cross carrying that we did not communicate well on what was the plan for sharing this. And so kind of right before it was communicated live stream, and I wrongly assumed Instagram, because that's where on phones where we historically have done a lot of the live streaming when it's just from a phone. So I hopped on there and live streamed to Instagram and was recording my screen, assuming that I could grab that video and use it as needed. So the live stream did not play on Facebook or YouTube, which wouldn't have been a significant problem other than the not live part if Instagram had archived the live stream properly. But I don't know if it's because I was not attached to wireless at the point that I was finishing up the video or what happened, but it did not even archive and save on our channel, our page on Instagram. So that live stream was just gone. And then the screen grab that I was doing on my phone, I think because my phone was the one doing the live stream, there was an audio. So I have the visual of what I was seeing live streaming, but there's not audio. People saved the day because they did a lot of great videos and pictures themselves. So we are going to splice together all of the segments of what we have and create a special kind of summary video, which will give it'll probably be 10 minutes or less, but a kind of beautiful synopsis of what the whole 47-minute plus walk was.
Yeah.
And so it'll be easier for people to watch that way, other than missing out on the experience of kind of seeing the whole thing as it unfolded. So I do want to apologize, especially to Bill, who was waiting patiently on Facebook, and I just streamed it to the wrong place. So my apologies specifically to Bill and anyone else who was waiting there. But we have the prayer before, the prayers after, and a lot of clips in between that we're going to put together this week into a video so that you guys can see what it was like all together.
So we're going to play the news media came out. And do you remember her name? She was amazing.
Amy. Yeah. So for those of you who didn't hear on Friday when we were talking about it, someone recommended that we reach out to local media. And so they came out and did a story. I think they were looking for Memorial Day event stories. And so, yeah, she put together she did a great job on the segment. So it's cool to have this, to kind of formalize all of the.
Yeah. So I'm going to play this now and then I'll take it down. So hopefully let me know, or if you can hear it, let me know.
And veterans from outside the area and right here in Tennessee are in Johnson City to remember fallen soldiers. As Amy Cochran tells us, a special ceremony was held this.
I'm going to back that up to make sure that you guys.
Do you want to pause it?
Are you guys not hearing that?
Are you getting audio now? We know that you probably didn't when he first started it, but are you getting audio now? We pause it just to see for you guys to respond. Still none? Okay.
Nothing, huh?
Anyone else? Nothing?
That's weird. That's really weird. It should be there. Yeah, it's in the right place. It's right there. I should be able to just screen share it.
No one else? Anyone else comment? Can you hear it? Can you not hear it? None.
All right, let me try one more time here. I will do share audio. This was user error.
All right. Too many buttons. Trying again, backing it up.
All right, here we go.
Tell us thumbs up, yes, when we start playing this again.
There we go. It'll work this time, I promise.
Can you guys hear it now?
Yeah, I'm guarantee you they can hear it. They'd be telling us otherwise.
Okay. No voice. John just said no voice again.
It's going in.
Nothing.
Wow. I have no idea.
Chris said don't guarantee that.
All
well,
right.
guys, we will I'm going to drop the link into the chat. And we also have shared the link on our social media. Let us know. Have you already seen that piece? When over the
Most
weekend when you
everyone
shared
here
it?
has, but I wanted to run that over. I try one last time.
He will conquer technology.
It's ridiculous. That I can't understand why that wouldn't work. The first one was my fault because I didn't check share audio. No. There. Share.
All right. I'm sure.
On. Let's try it one last time here. And if you got nothing, we're all good.
Yes? No? Let us know. Sorry, nothing. Nothing.
All right. Yes, we are strength and honoring on today.
It
And
was a last minute decision to
it's Memorial
honor
Day. We're
Memorial
going to
Day.
strength and honor an extra day here. We could use it. Sorry that there's no sound on that. I apologize. It's all over our social media. It's
I
on our
just shared the
Facebook.
link
It's on Instagram.
and,
It's on there.
both the Facebook and YouTube chat.
Yeah, David Butler. Problem PEBCAK. Problem exists between chair and
And
keyboard.
speaking of, hi, David Butler.
Yeah, hey, David Butler. Good to see you. No, but saw the newscast before. It was great. Thanks. All right. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
definitely check it out. She did a great job putting it together. She definitely was focusing on the kind of the Memorial Day aspect of it. And so, I mean, it was great.
So we get here and we have no idea how many people are showing up, right? Our RSVP system that we did was terrible. I kept it a private event so people couldn't just come on because I didn't want Antifa or some crazy group to show up. And by doing that, it made it really hard to coordinate who was coming. So we knew like 15 people were coming, right? And then I just trusted on the Lord to provide the rest. I mean, I literally just trusted on the Lord to provide the rest. And, I wanted 20 people on the cross. Now that's a lot of people. And everyone's like, oh, we can do a little less. And I was my thinking proved true because, we'll get into that. So we ended up having 22 men on the cross, 22 able-bodied men, some more able than others. But 22 men,
But all willing.
who marched it about a half a mile.
Yeah, because originally you were thinking of bringing it to the bottom of the hill, and you're like,
Yeah,
now they're going to
but
walk.
no,
the field
I'm
too.
like, some redneck's going to show up with a giant pickup truck with an extended bed. No, they all showed up with like, I'm not going to say any names, but like short bed Chevy Colorados. And my Suburban
we can't
couldn't
be
do
making
it.
fun of anybody with a truck because we don't even have
We
one,
don't
so.
have a truck. We got our little four-wheeler. So anyways, and then, here we are. We're stressing this, man. And it is raining. It rained cats and dogs the day before.
Friday
And our
Saturday.
hill is all red mud and clay. and then it rained all the way till like party time at 4 o'clock, and then it was misting and raining during.
And we
that.
kept watching the forecast, and it was like, yeah, it's going to stop by 1, guaranteed, and then only 10% for the rest of the day. Nope, it never stopped. Never stopped.
John Murray said, "I'm lucky he's a Christian." So it never stopped, and at that point, I kind of figured what the Lord was doing there. I'm just like, if this was a dry day and it was easy, it wouldn't have the effect that we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be life changing. So it poured, it rained, and then it broke right as we were marching down the hill, and marching down
Well,
our
it
grass.
actually started raining again right when you guys started picking it
Yeah,
up.
and that's when I said, "Lord, you can't make it rain hard enough." I literally just said, "Damn, if you can't make it rain hard enough." Like,
Yeah,
so,
in his opening prayer, I have a video of it. He's like, I hope that it downpours.
I hope we have a
They're
monsoon up
Everyone
there.
was like, don't say that.
Yeah, that'd be even more memorable. So here we are. It's 600 pounds. We got everyone on there. We go over the commands. We march down the hill. Everyone's in great spirits. It's not a challenge at this point. But the reason why I wanted 20 plus people on the cross is because men were going to go down. This hill had plenty of ruts from water drainage rushing it out with no footing. It was like ice skating.
He changed plans to go from the easier but longer way to the shorter, steeper way.
Shorter, steeper way. And there were times where we lost everybody on one side of the cross. So I staggered so it was 11 people supposedly on each side of the cross. And there were times when an entire side went down and the cross didn't go down because we had people, enough guys there that had footing. And, we took turns sliding down the mountain. I slid about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 feet straight down, had to claw my way up on my hands and knees, sliding the whole way.
It was impressive. People, I thought, it's like you're going to take everyone else out, or no one got hurt.
No, well, we pray.
The
great thing is, one of the organizations I want to give a shout out to, there's three people outside that were here, that were a part of this the whole way.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give Joel Kavanaugh a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Joel really made a lot happen.
Yeah,
I want
He's our lender. So if anyone's moving to the area, he's fantastic.
He's great to deal with, and he had a lot going on in his life, and he was still available all the time. I also want to give Chris Abla, who was our realtor, who was here. He was here the whole time. We have been there. They have, they donated so much blood, sweat, and tears to this. And they were all in the whole way through. Chris got the media here, called in a favor, got the media here, and it was great. And then the last organization I want to thank, and there's individuals I want to thank that, contributed a huge amount as well. But was Calvary Chapel, because when they came, if they didn't come, it would have been very hard to get up that hill, because they provided like 10 bodies.
Yes. Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
And so it literally was like, Calvary Chapel, Tri-Cities rolled in, and it was like the Calvary camp coming in.
Mm-hmm.
They saved the day, swooping in here. And, it was just awesome, man. It was just awesome. No police chief came. Nope, he wouldn't. I called your buddy, and he was too busy. The guy you met, but we're gonna get together at some point. I think he had to work or something.
Forgivable.
Yeah. I didn't talk to the police chief. I just talked to the guy who gave me direct contact with Chris. So the fire department guy or rescue guy. So anyways, we get there, we start going up the hill, and it doesn't take us. I mean, it took us 47 minutes.
Yeah, start to finish.
From lifting the cross up to putting it in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
That's 47 minutes underweight, 47 minutes slipping and sliding. And see, when I buy my photos, I'm getting property that comes with a cross.
The criteria just got a little bit pickier, huh?
Good luck with that, brother.
have you let Chris know that?
So that's not John Ferrace. That's John.
Oh, right. Yes.
So that's Philly.
All
right. And so, we're up there, and guys are hitting the ground right away. And, I know that I'm hurting. I'm winded. I'm sucking wind. All of our feet weigh about 15 pounds because we're covered in mud
Yeah.
all the way up to our calves, and it's just caking on. And just trying to motivate everyone, getting up there. And we went up there. I went up there with Chris, and we had a 2-man auger, and I dug a huge, we dug a deep hole.
And the day continued to get away. And, originally that was hoping to be dug Friday and then Saturday morning. And then, the day continued. And they go up after people were already arriving, and kind of while we were waiting for more to come, he and Chris went up there, and we were waiting on them to come back. And we were waiting on them to come back.
What a gut check, man.
He's like, that was way harder than I expected it to be.
It was like we had roots and stuff. We were there, and I came down that hill smoked.
Yeah.
That already.
And then you had to turn
around.
And then
turn around. And then
yeah. So thank God you were able to get it done just in time. And when you came back, you're like, holy smokes.
I came back.
Everyone showed up.
And this place was great. I asked, Mike Ferrugio and Jan Ferrugio and Lauren to make sure that everyone was well fed. Feed them before, get them fat and happy before we head up that hill.
Yeah.
And it was so great to come back here and see everyone chomping on food and everyone just about done when I came down. So we came down. I gave everyone 10-minute heads up. We were rolling out. We went up there. We rehearsed it. Threw it over our shoulder like log PT, but different because this is much bigger and much heavier than log PT. So by staggering people on each side, we were able to do something kind of different that worked, and then put people across the cross beam, and then up the hill we went, the foot of the cross first. We rested several places because guys were absolutely gassed and smoked, and it was getting and then the whole thing was not to break anyone, right? If we got it up there and we injured some people, or someone died of a heart attack because everyone's heart rate was maxed.
Yeah.
It was great, man. So anyways, we get it up, we put it in the hole, we pray it out, we circle around the cross. We sit there and everyone, says a few words. The pastor there, Pastor Paul, said some words. And then we just went around the circle and everyone just put what was on their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back and we celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrated their lives, and it was awesome. I mean, we were here at 11 o'clock at night, and I was just so smoked.
Yeah.
My back was tightening up.
That's the first time you've been you were happy. You were enjoying yourself, but happy to see a party end. Usually you're like, why is everybody leaving?
Yeah, normally I'm like, let's go to the break of dawn. And I was just done. My back was done. And I just had nothing in the tank, all the stress of that building up to that. But in the end, man, it was just so amazing having that many Christian brothers and sisters there, kids playing together, everyone happy, no drama, all on the same page. I mean, it was beautiful. I tried explaining that to an atheist the other day, and they just can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you agree on so many things and you're all on the same page, there's nothing to be divided about.
Yeah, you go into that with that default understanding.
It was just amazing fellowship and cigars. I mean, John Ferraz brought like amazing, scotch and bourbon or whatever, and
Ferrace,
cigars.
We said we were going to start pronouncing
Ferrace. I said Ferrace.
You said Ferraz.
Oh, Ferrace. Said Ferrace. John Ferrace brought in some amazing cigars, as well as Steve Riley brought some amazing cigars as well. And I think he brought bourbon to him. I think they both did, because there was some high-end bourbon going on. And Steve was great as well as John.
It means so much. I mean, these people who truly don't know us other than a couple hours a week online, and for everyone to roll in and support us and support this in such a powerful way. I mean, it's so moving, and we're so grateful. We don't get much out of this, but just the friendship of people around the country like you all. I mean, it's worth it. So it's so incredibly touching.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm a veteran of Old Misery and Buds, and this was way heavier than Old Misery. We couldn't have got that up if we tried. With a small boat crew. Yeah, Clay Parker was amazing there as well.
Mhm.
Just, I mean, again, there's so many different names there and people's names who I
And hi,
can't
Brett.
imagine. And then just something else.
Can I
Hey,
strength and honor you real quick?
Sure.
I'd like to strength and honor you for the motivation. I mean, you were in your element on leading that group of men, and I can see forward to the future on the success that you'll have in mentoring people in with this mission on our property. And I was so proud of you, and I think that you were just what everyone needed. So I'd like to strength and honor you for
thanks,
your
man.
Strength and
influence.
honor. Strength and 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 honor.
Well, it was great to be back, underweight, under boat, under a boat, under a log, under a cross with people. And it was just great being on a team again.
Yeah.
And, we're on Team Jesus now, right? There's no limit to how many people you can have on that team.
No, it's
And,
bountiful.
and the Lord has blessed us so much, people. Like, we went to Calvary Chapel, the church that came out and supported us, Tri-Cities, that Sunday, met a guy who's got heavy equipment, and he's donating his services and his equipment to clearing our roads and clearing off the top of the mountain so we can have like a smooth, easy ride up there and a beautiful view for the for donors to come see the
time, so much of a time commitment for us to figure out how to do that. And he comes in and, he didn't hear about the event in time to be here on Saturday. And he came up to Jason at church, and then he drove over to the property later on Sunday and was like, yes, I absolutely want to donate that. So, I mean, God is good. He's putting people in our paths that we never expected to be blessed with.
Yeah. It was and that's just the beginning of it. I mean, Mike Ferrugio and Steve and Joel with the know-how on how to build a cross. I didn't build anything. I was running around with my head cut off, trying to get the hole and everything. They built a masterpiece.
When I went out there for the first time to see it, I was complete. I mean, I pictured, big cross, but when you see it in person, you take aback from it. It's so impressive.
Yeah, that's a typical cops thing right there. You guys never take the stairs. You send the firefighters up the stairs. So, John Fares said the Almighty needed to put 20-some good men and their families
Brett,
together.
Let us know. And
Jason, you were the tool to make it happen. Well done. Thank you.
Yes, John, I agree.
And then what Brett say here? Brett said, replying to Brett Pro, Team Jesus, I love it. See you guys in August by faith.
Let us know when you're here.
Yeah, please do. So, anyways, we just came down, hung out. It was awesome. We all we rolled in the Calvary Chapel, Tri-Cities deep. There was like 10 of us that we brought from out of places in there. They welcomed us with wide open arms. Great group of guys.
About the kid care was fantastic.
Yeah. But, I wanted to go over this today because we've been in a search for a church.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people are like, how do you choose a church? How do you know you're in a church? How do you, how do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And this is what Calvary Chapel Tri-Cities did, which is very similar to what they did in my favorite church of all time, which is Ken Graves Calvary Chapel Bangor.
Mm-hmm.
They start off with news.
Yeah.
Announcement and things going on in the news and how they apply to you, which is exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
Then they rolled into politics, local and national, and how it applies to them and how does that stand biblically and what you should do. So they rallied around, stand up for Tennessee, and
they're hosting a Constitution class.
Yep. All kinds of great things. And then 90 minutes of word for the word, straight out of the Bible. It was great. It was great. Different style than Ken, different personalities, different presentations, but it was great. Yes, and Team Jesus is exactly, is better than any SEAL team, let me tell you.
Mhm.
So,
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Team Jesus.
Strength and honor.
Yeah. And, hit it off with the pastor there and everyone else. And that's what I want from my church. I want them to be relevant. I don't want them to be so darn cowardly that they're afraid to talk about news and afraid to talk about politics and afraid of offending.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to say the truth regardless of who it offends.
Mm-hmm.
And, today I almost got into. I typed up the thing. I didn't have time to get back there. But Mike Ferrugio on his Facebook page posted Ken's sermon, Judas was a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And some weak sauce Republicans get on there. You're dividing and Jesus. It's like, dude, God has been dividing since day one of time.
Mm-hmm.
He gets busy separating immediately.
Yep.
Right? Look at it. Just glance at the Old Testament, which is like 4/5 of the Bible, and you'll see what happens and how he divides and how gentle he is.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot be gentle any longer and tolerate. Good night, Brandy. Or tolerate a party that is anti-God, pro-killing babies, anti-free speech, pro-governmental theft, anti-freedom of religion. Mm-hmm. There is no longer, we're all Americans. No, they're trying to destroy America, and we're trying to keep America. And your weak sauce, churchianity, unicorn rainbows, fuzzy bunnies, and the rest of it, Jesus with the love, without the wrath, without judgment, that's got us where we are today, and why America is going down the cesspool, and why millions of babies every year are being sold for parts. That's our fault for being this lukewarm Christianity and not preaching the truth.
Mm-hmm. You got a compliment from Bill.
Thanks. Jay, you imitated a whiny Republican and Democrat. Thank you. I hear them enough. Yeah.
I was thinking that, when you have a church and a pastor who doesn't pull any punches in their belief and their kind of their stance on things by sharing news. And one was an LGBTQ article and what we should think about that and all of that, when he puts that out there in front of the congregation and no one leaves and you see people nodding in agreement, and that's, that at the baseline, you're around Christians who have the same, because even you can't even say, as a Christian, they're another Christian, so we're good, so this now says, okay, this entire group of people in this congregation, we're at the same starting point on what being a Christian means, which there's no guarantee on anymore.
Yeah, well, let me get into that. I just want to say love it to Chris Scott. It allows you to know that you share values, right? Like I was getting into this with my mother. My mother, we don't see very much the same. And, because, she's very young and new in her first steps in this journey to faith. And she's got a lifetime of brokenness that she has to reconcile with the Lord to be set free from the things that haunt her today. Right? Literally
she's had a hard walk.
She's had a hard life. She's, made some bad decisions. She's had bad things happen to her. And, it's a hard thing. And she's like, well, you don't want everyone to be the same. Then we'll all be like robots. I'm like, I don't want everyone to be the same, but I have to be around people with the same values, the same basic values. Do you value life? Yes. Do you believe in good and evil? Do you want to be on the side of good?
Hmm.
Do you believe there's a God?
Yeah.
Do you believe that we're accountable to God?
And then you can celebrate and enjoy the diversity of the other aspects of that group. But yeah, as long as the tenets of what's are important are in line, then you can move forward with
With that, you can then do anything.
Hmm.
Right. That's one of the things that made the SEAL team so great is we were so similar. We were all from different places, but our principles were the same. Our belief system was the same. Yeah. Now some people listen to hip hop and other people listen to heavy metal and this and that. And some people like Italian food, some people like Mexican food, some people like sports and other people did. That stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as you're all on the same mission together with the same values, you can do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what's so magical about, some Calvary chapels. It's not all of them. There are wishy-washy, lukewarm, unicorn rainbow Calvary chapels. Let me tell you. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. And, so again, it's about knowing the second, I'm shaking a Christian man's hand who shows up here. I'm just like, this guy's my brother. Like, this guy will die for me. I'll die for them. We're good to go. Right. I know I can rely on them.
Yeah.
Right. Where else in this world can you do that? Where you can meet somebody for 2 seconds and you're like, they got me. If my family was in trouble, they're showing up.
Well, that's why there was zero awkwardness with all of the new people. And even if we had some connection to, these people, most of them had no idea who each other were. And there was no awkwardness. Everything was able to flow into these easy conversations because they knew where they were there.
Yeah. They knew that Team Jesus was there and they were on the team.
Yeah.
And I mean, the kids were polite.
Yeah,
they were
so
playing, they were
refreshing to
fun. It
be
was so
around.
refreshing, and there were weird people here. I mean, we're all a little weird, but everyone was still amazing. Everyone was still amazing. And I was just so darn thankful to have everyone there. And, and I mean, I was so humbled and I just felt so blessed by God that here we were doing that. And I know that everyone who put their shoulder under that cross is going to be forever changed.
Yeah. I thought it was really neat that there was a group
Yeah.
too. And that was probably one
Those
of
are
the
Joel
first,
Kavanaugh's son and his friends.
the only time that they've experienced kind of being a man like that and being part of something so much bigger than themselves. I think of the way that you were working with those teenage boys at the gym and preparing them for buds, although not everyone made it there. But giving them that taste of, being a man and responsibility and camaraderie in a way that the average teenage boy just does not get these days.
Yeah. Well, I hope that inspired them to want to be amongst men like that.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, everyone was there. I mean, it was just so darn impressive. I don't want to brag on it and whatever, but it was the closest thing to being back at Bud's under the boat with people moving in the same direction with the same mission. And, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever get that back. And here we were doing it.
Well, you're creating it. God's blessed it. You're creating it and you're walking it out. And I think it's just going to get bigger and better. That this next step of God blessing us with this person who's going to help prep the land even better for us. And as you said, that's going to kind of clear the way for you to be able to easily bring up possible investors as we turn into a nonprofit for building a sanctuary up there. And I mean, it's all coming into place in a way that you never would imagine it would, we were like, okay, is this going to be a year, 2, 3? When's this going to happen? And I mean, it's going to happen
and I'm just seeing
next week. Who knows? I mean, it's amazing.
But the thing is like, I just see so much potential. Like I look around and I see these men and I'm like, man, if we can just get them healed, I know their lives are going to take off. Or that a marriage that's a challenge. And whenever a marriage is in challenge and one of them is not all the way in with Jesus yet, I always see them at what they could be at the finish line, not the struggle they're in now. But once they're both redeemed in the Lord and their marriage is brought to his feet,
Mhm.
and laid there for him. I just get so excited because I know how our marriage has blossomed that way. And it's just amazing,
Yeah.
and I just am so happy for them because I know if we can just get them through a trial or a dark time, that they're going to be the next testimony.
Yeah.
They're going to be the next light in the dark
Yeah.
for another couple that doesn't think they can be saved.
Yeah. Amen to that.
And so here's a great comment. You want to read that, Lauren?
Sure. From Steve. I mentioned how it felt like I knew everyone to Mike. And he said that's because we were all filled with the Holy Spirit. I think that's a great way. I mean, I think kind of Holy Spirit recognizes Holy Spirit, and you certainly can resonate with that.
Well, it's just everything was so true, right? And even when like something came up where somebody was telling a story, and I wanted to push back because the story didn't, the way it was being relayed didn't seem 100% plausible to me. Now there could have been something lost in communication. There could have been some facts, but the natural interrogator in me is I know when someone's BS. Like my radar is really good. My BS radar, and that's one of my spiritual gifts. Is I know when someone's working me.
Yes, you're very good at reading people. And it wasn't this person. It was he was relaying an account of someone else, and it was the account of someone else that you were finding suspicious.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're calling BS on the person.
No. He was just relaying it, and I'm just like, there's some things here as you're telling it. And again, he may have been telling the truth, but as you're relaying it, there's some thoughts that are not lining up.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So the point being that they knew you were doing it with goodwill.
Yeah, they knew I was doing it goodwill. It was not whatever. They didn't puff up their chest. We just kept rolling on and having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And like every one of them, I can see them around our dinner table at cookouts or, doing great, amazing things for the Lord, for the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
How is that to you as a more recent atheist than me and as someone who has desired to belong your whole life?
I was just about to say, I said to several people here, people kind of, how are you liking this area and all that? And that, we've been here a month now, but since day one, this has felt like home. I have not looked back once on wishing anything about where we came from. And it's so wonderful to feel comfortable in your own skin here and not feel like you have to hide anything from anybody. And then to find an even, kind of more closely knit group in this community that just formed. It's amazing. And, we've talked about it before. I am not good at making friends. I've had a really hard time at finding women that I find compatible. A lot of, younger women who have kids B's age, and they don't have similar interests. They're not Christians. Certainly in Charlottesville, they were generally not Christian conservative, and it was a non-starter as far as feeling like that could ever be a genuine, open relationship. And there was immediately some women here at this barbecue that it's like, okay, I could see a friendship forming there because I know where we're starting.
Right. Yeah. And it was just, everyone was very normal and cool. And again, I just remember being so alone as an atheist and always wanting to be on the team. And I sought it out in the SEAL teams, and even that had its drawbacks and its challenges. And who knew that Team Jesus was waiting for you there the whole time?
Yeah. And it's not lame. Everyone thinks Team Jesus people are lame.
Yeah.
They're not. This was not a lame group.
No, this was a lot of fun. There was a lot of laughter. There was a lot of good time. And, I just can't imagine it going any better than it did.
Yeah.
I don't
get that. John, can you explain?
Yeah.
Our mailbox is 2 miles away.
It will be when our house is on the back of the property, but right now it's about 25 yards out the front door.
Yards, feet.
Yeah.
Feet.
It's like 70. No, it's about 75 feet, 25 yards to the box.
Okay.
I'm guessing. Maybe. I mean, we can fit 3 cars in our driveway, so maybe not. Maybe 4.
No. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
Not 2 miles.
Well, look at the driveway's 20 feet across.
Yeah.
So how many wide is it long?
Did he explain himself? No. Happy for you both. Well, thank you.
That is-
We can understand that.
yes.
We appreciate
So
it.
the other thing is now we're going to get more people here, right? Or we're going to connect with more people here. But I just really want to say there is something amazing about this place. And oh man, your 20-foot travel trail will fit here, no problem. We
No
got
problemo.
no problemo, bro. We've got 2 driveways, and one is about 1,000 feet long, so you're good to go. Yeah,
With some level areas.
yes.
Yeah.
So, so anytime you and Danae want to come,
Yeah.
we're there. So, but anyways, I just hope more of you can make it here. I'd love to build a community with you. The people who are coming here, I'm just so excited to get into this ministry with them and, start building something together where we are changing the lives of, men and families and futures.
Mhm.
And I think it'll be absolutely amazing to be around a bunch of warriors, Christian warriors that'll just, lock shields with you and also keep you on the path,
Yeah, that's so important. It goes both ways.
because all of us you shift 5 degrees off path and you walk long enough, you're not even in the same place anymore.
Well, I mean, that was part of the reading for church on Sunday was the passage of where we were in Hebrews, right?
Mhm.
And it was the line of drifting away.
Yeah.
Be careful that you don't drift away. And how true is that?
Yeah.
It does not take long, and you open your eyes and you're somewhere. Jesus is not in sight, and it's not his fault. It's yours.
It's like you stop reading the Bible, you get busy, you stop doing this, stop going to church because you're busy, and it just starts snowballing. And then all of a sudden you're miserable, your life's a wreck, and you're like, where's God? Oh, you left him. That's why.
Yep.
You're still hanging out with losers that have nothing in common with you except sin. Like, if the only thing you have in common with the people around you is that you sin together, guess what? You are in trouble. You need to get around some believers.
Oh.
And nice, just
Jeez.
smashed the bug crawling on our table because we had the garage doors open for.
There you go.
You want that? Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't
Yeah,
want it.
okay,
I'm just getting it.
you want to say last rites?
No.
Where was I before you got me sidetracked on the bug?
You were the one who smashed it.
Well, it was either that or let them keep crawling on you.
You're about hanging out with losers,
Yeah.
sinners.
If you keep hanging out with people who are sinning and dragging you down with them, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up just like them, right? If you hang out with miserable, unhappy people, you will be miserable and unhappy. I don't allow that negativity in my life anymore.
Mhm.
I've got family members who are negative. And I'm like, you got 5 minutes to complain.
Mhm.
You have 5 minutes to complain, and then I'm cutting you off. I don't want any more.
Yeah.
I understand you have to vent. Go.
Mhm.
Done. All right, your clock's up.
Moving on.
What are you going to do to change it?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's the piece that's often missed.
Yeah,
I had a friend like that, and I was best friends with her growing up. And after my life changed through you and through Jesus and through B and all that, we were completely on different pages. And she was in a, I'll call it unhealthy relationship that I just was not supportive of. And I mean, we drifted away, and she kept, she was trying to hold on to it more, but it got uncomfortable because there was not much in common anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
What's
I know
up
that, I
with
know
the
that
weather?
every time that I did see her, I know that you weren't a fan of it because you were not happy that I was even around that influence.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like your kids. Your kids hang out with one bad person, one bad decision.
Mhm.
Next thing you know, their life is forever changed.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's not even their decision. Your kid gets a drink spiked with God knows what,
Yeah.
and their life is forever changed because they're hanging out with frickin' scumbags.
Mhm.
Right? Be like, oh, we'll just put this in her drink. Or they lace the marijuana that everyone thinks that they're going to be smoking, which is just weed with crack in it
Mm.
or something else in it, and their life is forever changed.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time. And you know, I mean, and so we have to be all up in their business and teach them and inform that disciple relationship with them and introduce them to Jesus so they have put on the full armor of God and can resist that.
Yeah.
I'm not a loser. I'm not going to do that. What the hell's wrong with you? You know, and being strong, feet planted in a fight stance, saying that so the other person recoils. The peer pressure is like,
oh, what? Backwards.
No, it's like, that is disgusting. No thanks.
Yeah.
You know, instead of being all awkward about it, firmly planting in the truth, turning, facing them, square shoulders, dead in the eye, and being like, no, I'm out of here. And you should come with me.
Yeah. Not many kids have that confidence.
They don't, but ours will. God willing, ours will. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the way we should be in all things, which is what really kills me about what that, you know, lukewarm, you know, beta male Christian about don't divide. Like, we need to be dividing like crazy right now. We need to be getting around what we had this weekend. If you ever needed proof to hang out with like-minded people, it was this weekend.
Well, and as you said, you know, those kids, you said they were respectful, they were enjoyable to be around. Most of them were homeschooled.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, everyone who looks down on homeschools,
how come they were still socialized?
Yeah. They were socialized and appropriate and playing with squirt guns and having a blast.
Yep. It
just seems they have a deeper relationship with their parents. You know why? Because their parents aren't displaced with the system. It isn't, oh, here's the teachers and all these other authority figures, and then my parents are the out of touch ones over here.
Yeah.
It's like no, my mother and father are mentoring me for something.
Yep.
I mean, what a beautiful concept.
I've said it before when we did that class with those girls, and I was struck by their maturity and their kindness as teenage girls, which often doesn't happen. But more so that so many of them opted to bring their moms, and they were all, you could see how they interacted with their moms. And it was beautiful. It was really touching.
Yeah. That gave me hope and really made me think that that's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, I just had such trust with them, and that, you know, I have none of that trust. And unfortunately my son is in the secular public education system with my ex, and doing special needs stuff and lowering the bar and doing whatever they think is best for him. But I know that those cruel kids are coming because I was there. And I hope and I pray that Christian kids have a higher standard and will at least be coached appropriately.
I think that parents will be more around to see when there is a misstep and correct it more quickly.
Yeah. And, just again, I can't say enough about it. What was the biggest surprise to you?
Biggest surprise from this weekend?
Yeah.
I think, we've gone over a lot of what I would have said. I think it's the people that showed up with no connection to us and that jumped in so fully and so full-heartedly into the mission. There was no questioning what it is or why are you doing this? What are you doing? And they got so much out of it. So I think that it was the pleasant surprise of the people who showed up that don't know us from Adam.
Yeah. So Chris Scott says, I got you beat. I had a man sit next to me at a restaurant yesterday claiming to be a Christian who dared tell me that Biden is the best president of all time. Yeah. Here's what it comes down to. When you sit next to somebody, or you're talking to somebody, or you want to be one with someone and they don't share your values, they're for the murder of babies. How do you even get to step two? if they're there for shutting your churches down and denying you the right to go to church, how can it, to worship God? How can you talk to them? If they're there and they want to take away your free speech so you can't articulate your beliefs because they're a threat to their feelings, how can you not divide right there at that line?
Mhm.
That is the line.
Yeah.
And the problem is people think that we're 40 years ago and that everyone's kind of hasn't identified in the right way, what their identity is as far as conservative, Republican. They still think that some Democrats are blue dog Democrats or whatever. No, they're all voting to murder babies. They're all voting to take away your free speech. They're all for, it's mind-boggling to me that people can't wrap their minds around that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just lazy churchianity feeding into it from their pulpits. Just love. Yeah, I love them all. I love all human beings. I want them to get better, but I'm not going to let them drag my kid into a life of porn or sex trafficking or child molestation or sexual mutilation of a child by trying to confuse them with their identity, and they're castrating them at 8. That's the party of madness.
It's awful.
Anyways, I was so mad. Today, I believe some are so ignorant they don't know what they're voting for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are the useful idiots.
Absolutely.
Right? Those are the low information voters.
Which is the greater sin.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the one they're so apathetic
to be unknowingly contributing to where we are versus knowing it or no.
Yeah. Either way, they're a part of the problem. Maybe you can reach them if you have a relationship with them, or are they too wrapped up in the world and the culture? Which I think something funny is a light moment. So, was it Warren? Warren, the black guy who was in the.
Yeah.
So there was a black guy who was at the front of the cross. He was in the 1 or 2 position at times,
he did great.
and he was an awesome worker, man. We were us 3 up there. It was good.
A small but mighty crew.
Yeah, the shorter guys, right? The shorter guys, because we did it by height, tall in the back, shorter guys up front. So Danae was like, "Was Topher there? I thought I saw Topher on the cross." I'm like,
that's very cute.
That was not Topher. He's got a way bigger beard than that guy did.
Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, we recruited Topher.
I don't think Topher could have put out like he did. He was a stud. So
yeah, he's awesome and great family. Really great family.
Yeah,
they go to Tri-Cities, and so that's how they heard about it. So we didn't know them. They showed up with all their kids.
Yeah. So it was just funny that Topher was. I wish Topher was here.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I'm putting you on blast like that.
Said someone asked. Someone asked.
Oh no. Yeah, we had the Smurf crew. The problem was
a picture of them too. They were very proud of themselves.
Oh, there we go, Chris. Thank you. Time for a PSA. 10 watching, only 5
Chris,
likes.
thank you, bud.
Get on the like, smash the like button. Come on, peeps. We need your help.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, the problem with the cross is there wasn't a bunch of short guys in the Smurf crew. There were the giants in the back and then the shorter guys up front. So it was reliant. I found that most
indoctrinated college kids to uninformed them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
first step is that they become all woke in high school and then start thinking that their parents are the stupidest people around.
Yeah.
And if they were raised with any bit of Christian or conservative, they usually disown them at that point and think their parents are ridiculous for it. And then it just gets worse in college, and then they try to influence the parents' beliefs.
Yep. 100%. 100%. So I think we're at an hour now. Is there anything? Does anybody want to come on and say anything? call in, or if not, we'll wrap this up with a prayer, be done. And, we'll see you Wednesday at 1 p.m. for the Hope Report.
Is there Ken this week? Do you
And
know?
then I got to check and see if we have Ken on Wednesday again. And
Hopefully with reliable internet and all that.
yeah, hopefully he has his iPad with him and internet. I mean, it's
And at least can tell you before you're already on air, expecting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, should I go live? Should I go live? Should I go live? Should I go live? Hey, thanks,
thank
Jay.
you,
We really,
Shay.
really appreciate it. So again, we're gonna delay the Wednesday night marriage study. Love and War by John Eldridge. It's for married couples. It doesn't matter if your relationship's in trouble or not. It is a great manual on how to keep your marriage strong and how to communicate appropriately and ground your marriage in God. Phenomenal.
we're delaying
Phenomenal. Yeah, I'm going to delay it a week or two just to make sure that when we open it up to the right one, get the word out there and people
We
can
need
do it.
to, while you're waiting, get the book. If you want to participate, you're planning on participating, order. Each person needs a copy of the book.
Let me pull it up.
Love and War. It's not all that expensive, but you're going to want the hard copy of that as you're reading. And then you sent out links. You send out links to the workbook stuff, right? As the leader of that.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
here it is.
Wednesday was the only night that one other interested couple could do it. Our available nights are Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and so you can connect with us offline, Danae, if you want. We can figure out how to coordinate.
Yeah, and
I mean, depending on how many people are interested, this might have to be a 2-night option. We'll have to see, or just or repeat it. It's an 8-week thing, and we could just do a back-to-back.
yeah. But the main thing is we got to work out the logistics behind it. I'll tell you guys, last time we were in this, there were 3 marriages in trouble, and all of them were pulled out of a spiral downward.
Mhm.
And there was some long troubled roots there,
Yes.
like childhood wounds that were holding them back to this
And
day.
you have to be willing to explore. No, I mean, it's a lot of times in marriage issues, you're looking at the other person like it's all their fault, and you have to be willing to explore things that might be your fault and get uncomfortable. And there's some topics that are awkward to talk about with your partner, and especially in front of other people. And you're just going to all go through it together. So you have to be prepared to be open. Otherwise, you're not going to benefit fully from the experience.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, you get what you put into this. If you come in transparent and you put the work in, you're gonna be way better off. If you're gonna come in there and you're just gonna be in denial the whole time and you're not gonna participate and you're gonna be a wallflower, you're not gonna get much out of it other than seeing other people get healed.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, so depending on what your needs are, I went through and when we were doing our small group, I was probably heading more towards agnostic, but I was not, had not accepted Jesus at that point, and the group knew that. And so I didn't participate probably as much as some of the other people, and certainly not I didn't share my perspective, as a Christian going through it. But I still benefited greatly, even from seeing how people talked about it. So you would get something out of it, but certainly participating and being open to explore your own what's going on personally, if you're looking to solve something.
And like I said, it just gives you some amazing keys on why communications get crossed and how to, really work through some challenging stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think so much of it comes down to, as we talked about, it's communication. And I think it's taking it one step further. And I know went back to when we were talking, I guess, a week ago, last Monday, about how our anniversary weekend was kind of a wah, wah. And so people say, it's all about communication. But it's, what are you communicating? And I think that's some that's a piece that some people don't quite get. And for me, I think it's communicating expectations. And so if you can get those two pieces together, communicate your expectations. What are you
Yep.
doing? You're making changes.
Sorry.
Communicating expectations. That's when things can really move along smoothly.
Yeah, and again, it just, it just gave me a whole toolbox of some of the stuff I already knew, but at least it gave me a new shiny set of tools to be able to solve issues with you.
We were new in our marriage then too, so it was great to kind of go into it when we were still in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Pre any significant problems we were going through what we would need to do to be able to solve the problems that were inevitable in some regard.
Yep. Yeah. And again, I just can't recommend it enough. Even if you don't do it with us, do it on your own, or it's just.
I mean, you could certainly do it with you and your partner. You wouldn't have anyone else to kind of bounce things off of, but you could absolutely, if you both are open on your own, do it together.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So I think that's where we'll leave it out. Do you want to pray us out?
Before you accidentally close the live stream with all of this doot stuff that you're doing. I don't know if you guys can hear. Can they hear that?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time of fellowship, and just the bow that this puts on this amazing weekend that we were able to spend with friend and new friend. We are so blessed and humbled by the people you've put in our lives, and we are so grateful. So thank you. And especially on this Memorial Day, thank you for the opportunity to sit and appreciate the freedoms that we have that were only given to us by the sacrifice and loss of others. And we humble ourselves before that sacrifice that so many of us are not really prepared to make, yet they answered the call and they laid down their lives for us. And we just want to pause and remember that and truly reflect on what that means. And please just keep everyone safe as they move into the week, and just continue to lay out the path for us on this mission. We feel your hand all over it, and we are so blessed by your faithfulness. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. God bless. We love you. And we'll see. Wait, hold on, Chris. Be advised. Me show up in Johnson City for Christmas like Cousin Eddie. Only funny if you know the movie Christmas Vacation. Yeah. You're more than welcome to come.
The showing up part is true. You're welcome. We probably will have a new baby then. So more hands the merrier.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have plenty of work for you to do. Yeah. All right, guys. God bless you. We love you.